Alright, finally we have all 10 players in the server, which means I can start rambling a little bit while they expectantly warm up. Over on the counter-terrorist side, I believe they'll start over there, or they'll have to knife for it. In fact, they will have to knife for it. So, don't know where they're starting yet, but over on the Fnatic Academy side, we've got Plessin, who some people might remember was filling in for Olafmeister for about a month and a half before Winton came over and helped out. Now, originally, they had found him playing in, I believe, Face It Pro League. He was just a good player, all-around good guy, and he seemed to hold up his own the few online matches that he did get to play with the rest of the Fnatic core team before they split up into Godsend. But he just wasn't up to the par, and I think that they were looking for someone more like Winton who could actually take over that in-game leader position. So, instead of getting rid of him altogether and kind of thanking him for his time, they had him start up the Fnatic Academy team, which is something that Godsend also did, very interestingly, and I believe that those teams are playing off tomorrow against each other, so we'll get to see who got the better half of that, even though it's kind of the little brothers of Fnatic and Godsend. So I'm interested in seeing that. Meanwhile, today, Fnatic Academy actually did play in a best-of-3 against Team Preparation, and it was a lot closer than I thought it should be. Preparation has been doing okay, but really nothing to send home about. You know, you can probably say the same thing for Fnatic Academy. They are the lower tiers, so not a lot of their matches actually get broadcasted. Those were over on stream.me. I only caught a little bit of the matches, but it did go 2-1, and the matches were closer than they should be, except for the last map where Fnatic Academy actually did start taking off. But Karis actually was looking great on the op. I'm not sure if he's the main op or not. We're definitely going to see that, as Train is a very happy map. But meanwhile, over on the other side, we have Team Radix eSports UK, and I've never seen these guys play before, but I'd taken a quick little glance over at their Twitter. And apparently in their last game, Misfit, who's going to be the player to watch for me on the Radix eSports side, did drop, I think, a 28 bomb in their previous match, and I think 111 ADR, which is just absolutely astounding. It's just like 15 less than Simple did last night in the grand final, so definitely should be interesting enough for a lower tier match. Definitely going to be good for me to practice on, and I'm happy to finally have at least one team that I'm slightly familiar with. In the meantime, we are gonna have to wait for these guys to ready up and begin the knife round to choose their sides. Personally, I always like to start CT side on this because it is a little CT sided. Rotations are pretty quick. It's always been pretty even. It seems more T sided in the Europe divisions, more NA sided and CT NA sided. But looks like everyone is going to ready up, so the knife round is going to start really quickly. I'm going to go down the lists. Over on Team Radix eSports UK, we've got Celd, Misfit, Shike, Cray, and Claw. From Fnatic Academy, we've got Bjaden, Golan, Plessin, Karis, and Jazar. I'm not going to go for the speed casting of the knife round quite yet. It does look like Fnatic Academy are pulling out ahead. They even it out with 1 kill. But Fnatic Academy quickly take down 3. It's going to give them their choice. And I would imagine they want to start T-side. Nope. I will just eat my hat, as it looks like Plessin and crew are going to move over to the CT side. Just going to stack up a nice defense and see what you can make with it. Really kind of tells you how many T rounds you're going to need and how much effort, what kind of strats you want to play. If you're maybe 8-9 rounds ahead, you can play a little fast and loose. If you really need them, start maybe rushing some B strats. But anyways, at the beginning, looks like we are going to get a simple default from Fnatic Academy. We've got 1 player over towards Ivy, 1 player close backing him up, 1 player down in Pop Dog. And we've got a full 5-man stack from Radix. They're going to move right in here very slowly, but Plessin is going to pick up the first shot as more rush towards him, picks up the second USP shot. It was even up for a moment by Claws. He takes out Karis, but Plessin, who is the man to watch here, going in for a repeat right now. Very, very ballsy Plessin. He's going to back off if he takes a little bit of damage, as he was just a little too close to 2 Glocks right there, and that has Radix eSports a little scared as they're going to back off and move out through Pop Dog. 1 gets clipped. Claw gets a nice trade frag out after he picks up a USP from Karis, who he took down originally, and he's going to move forward, throwing out some shots as they get a little too close for comfort. Plessin is going to run back out here, though. He's going to see if he can get the 4K. No, quickly taken by Bjaden. Not a bad way to start thing out there. Plessin with a 3K, Bjaden with a 2 of his own. Only losing 2 members, so not too shabby, and actually only one of those players, I think, had body armor. They went with a really light buy. Byaten didn't have to use any of his utility, and still carried on the diffuser until the next round. And as is usual, we have a force buy up. Minor force buy, just some upgraded pistols. I actually expected to see some armor followed up in that, but it looks like they're going to be saving that money that they would spend on utility and body armor and save that towards the next round for full AKs. Maybe just hope for a bomb plant out of this as usual. They do have 1 flashbang though, which is kind of curious. Misfit's going to get backed out of T-Con immediately with that Molotov. Looks like quite a few mollies picked up. Ooh, Claw takes quite a little peck to the head right there. No, that was from the scout of Jay, so nice shot to the chest, actually, and the nade is going to follow that up, take Claw out of the game. Meanwhile, Cray is staying here really ballsy. Once he's actually tagged down, that scout can just one-shot him right now, but he's trying to do some sort of economic damage, maybe find him a nice way into B site. Because right now, the rotation seems to be coming over from the CT side as Fnatic Academy would rotate 1 over. Karis is going to push through to Econ right now, take out Misfit, who was one of the players to watch, as I said earlier. You know, Byaten. Oh, beautiful headshot on Ashiki as he was trying to take some pot shots through the hittable, wall-bangable wall up there. Golan's going to peek in here with just a USP. So brave, takes out 1, and then Cray's going to follow that back up, and he's going to be immediately taken down by Karis with that UMP. Going to farm up a little bit of money with the pistol and the UMP right there. Start padding their pockets over on the Fnatic Academy side. Meanwhile, here's the AK buy that I saw coming. They didn't get the bomb plant out of it, so it is going to be a little bit light on utility, but everyone does have full body on head armor. And just enough utility to work something out, maybe an execute on the A main, which they haven't done yet. They've been trying to push this B halls, and that's exactly what they're going to do right now. Because for Claw, actually, like nice little distraction play. They took the bomb here. Meanwhile, 3 players are back into upper halls. Claw and 2 of his teammates, oh, they're good. They're going to rotate down here, and they're going to get taken out by Karis, who is going to be immediately traded back out, but that's not going to be even numbers for them here. Looks like Golan is beaten down. One of his teammates still there. No, Byaten gets taken out as well. That's going to be Misfit in a 1v3. Almost full health, full body armor, and an AK. Let's see if he can do this. He spots the first one who's wounded. Only needs 1 shot on that, and he would be fine. Spots out Pleasant, takes his head off with a quick little 2-tap. Climbs the ladder, tries to get some information. Now he knows where both 2 players are. Flashbang's going to come up, but he has only 20 HP left, and he's going to go down from a quick little shot from Golan's M4. Not a bad effort. I actually kind of thought he could do that for a second. If he had just managed to get that first shot into that player with 19 HP, it would have been completely manageable. But goes to that ladder peak, and it did not pay off. Now they did get 2 or 3 of the players down, I believe 2. So they're going to force up with pistols again and try and get something done here. I would expect a heavy B rush. There is 1 smoke, so it kind of leads more towards an A hit. And as you can see on the minimap, they are rotating over towards Ivy, so I'm guessing someone's going to throw some smoke near T-Con. But meanwhile, Byaten is going to take down one of the players over towards the, I believe that was the T-connector side. They do have Claw over here who might be trying to do a fake, maybe make some noise and draw some attention out, but really without much other than a P250, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Meanwhile, some damage starting to be popped out here from Byaten, who gets a nice little 2K. Make that 3. I know it's just an eco, but that's not half bad. Now, last player over on Radix is actually going to get a nice double tap. Beautiful play. Someone's coming down the ladder, going to finish him off. Not too shabby. Move on to the next one where there probably will be a force buy. Do a whole lot. Quickly, I want to take a little look at Byaten's play. Meanwhile, some damage starting to be popped out here from Byaten, who gets a nice little 2K. Make that. I'm going to love this replay feature here. Meantime, buy does come out. And after the near full round loss bonus on Radix Academy, they are going to have a very decent buy. And the op is finally coming out on Misfit, who did pull off that 111 ADR, but he's going to get mollied out of Econ immediately. They know a buy has come out over on Academy side. It's going to push him back, delay him, and now he's just 1 little M4 tap in the head away from death. So let's see what kind of magic he can work out with this op. Looks like he's trying to get some vision over there, and he knows right where he is. It almost seemed like he could have shot right there, but sadly it doesn't have the same x-ray that we have. But it was called out that that player is over there as well on an AWP by Jazer. Misfit going to go for a pop flash with this op. Kind Kind of a ballsy choice. Nope, just going to try and get some information right there. Meanwhile, Baden took a little bit of damage over there as he peeked a little too aggressively into the Ivy halls. It does look like a rotation is coming up from Radix eSports. Not a lot of aggressive holds, but they do have one player down there. I believe that's going to be Baden? Or is it going to be Jazar? Jazar's watching T-Con. Plessin, the sole man over here at the B-bomb site. He sees the smoke comes in, throws out a molly to ward off any quick aggression. Meanwhile, the T's are going to rotate up towards the top of that ladder. The rotation does come in from Jazar, who's holding that up, so he's got that angle held, which gives Plessin a little bit of safety, as the Molotov is going to run out now. They're going to start getting in, but Jazar takes a quick little shot. Two through the smoke! What are you doing, Jazar? Absolutely beautiful, and Golan is going to come up with a flank up through ladder to make that work out for him. Top of that ladder, let's just see those shots. Does come in from Jazar, who's holding that up, so he's got that angle held, which gives Plessin a little bit of safety, as the Molotov is going to run out now. They're going to start getting in, but Jazar takes a quick little shot. Two through the smoke! What are you? Blind shots. Absolutely beautiful. Back to the live action. Even after a full round loss bonus, after you invest that much in utility and AKs and the AWP, it looks like they are going to be on a force buy once more. Not the happiest teams over here, but it does look like Cray actually is going to make something work. We're missing the action claw. It's going to get traded out back. Nice little B-rush hit, but Plessin is here, picking out 1, 2, but they are going to get the bomb plant out of this. Might give them just enough money. They did also pick up Jazar's AWP, but that's going to go down to a quick little grenade by Golan, who's pushing up right now, along with Karis. Karis is going to take out Cray. It's going to leave it all up to Shike, who does have his knife out at the very wrong moment, and he's going to get taken out by Karis. A little bit of economic damage done, but is it going to be enough? Meanwhile, scoreline, Plessin right behind Yaten, and I can't wait to see Karis there. I want to see what he can do with that op. If he does actually pick it up, maybe the one round I saw was actually just somebody had died and it wasn't going to be his. But they are back onto a full buy after that full loss bonus and 1 eco round. So let's see how this works out. Right now at Radix, you're going to start being a little bit nervous. You got that 6-0 kind of defeat going. Maybe you want to pop out a timeout. It's usually the 7th round where that starts to really kind of loom over players' heads. Like maybe we need to take a timeout, take a little breather. Let's find out what we want to do with this, find out what's not working. They are starting to change up their tactics a little bit, though. Right now they have a slight default. They've got 1 player over into T-Con, 2 over by Ivy, and 2 pushing B. That is going to keep 1 more player besides Plessin over on that B-bomb site. Meanwhile, you have 2 near Ivy, and Shiki and Misfit are going to be over there. But right now, it looks like they had been spotted, and the CT players are just going to back off this, make them push. No mistakes. They know that there's not a buy run coming up right now, so no need to get aggressive. Not with this kind of a lead. Now, it does look like there's going to be a smoke thrown. Flashbang down ladder. Kind of fake out maybe towards a B split while the rest of the players are starting to rush out of Ivy. One's immediately going to get taken down. Make that 3 total. And that's going to leave only Cray and Claw, who are supposed to make some sort of distraction over here, but it seemed like Fnatic Academy had a great read on it. Just left Plessin there as Jazar backed off, but as you can hear them jumping around now, looks like Jazar is actually going to come back. Or do they expect like a double rotation here? Plessin going to get 1, going to get 2 as the follow-up. Just barely missed the first shot there. Plessin's aim is looking on today. I was watching him warm up for a good 15 minutes before the stream started, and he was just on a tear. In the meantime, 1 more full buy coming out from Radix, and you gotta wonder, what are they going to do? They've tried everything but a default, like, smoke A execute. And as I say that, some smokes and flashes are going to come out. I think he's going to line one up right here. We've got 3 guys pushing down T-Con, 1 up by ladder room. 1 is going to rotate towards Ivy right now. Some flashes keep coming out, but they don't have any aggression after these flashes. They need to follow these up with actual action. Some more nades going to come out, and a lot of like wasted utility coming out right now, but about even with Fnatic Academy as they are counter-nading and counter-flashing. Shike is going to get blinded as he tries to push in there. Teammate's going to come to back him up. Shike going to get the first frag. Going to go down to Byaten. Cray trying to follow up that trade damage, and Molly going to come back him off. Cray's pushing in, playing around the smoke. Flash is going to come out. Meanwhile, Jazar is going to push through get another pick at T-Connector. Cray sees and or hears Jazar, but can't get him. Byaden gonna take Cray out. It's gonna leave just Misfit with 5 HP. An AWP, no, it's actually a scout, and he misses the flick shot. That's gotta be devastating. It looked like they had a lot of opportunity there, but with the flashbangs were very well timed, but the players just not following up on it. So right now, they could do a force buy into this, and I would kind of expect them to. But I would really, if I was their coach, I would say sit back, take your, I think it's a 2-minute timeout still. Think about what you're doing wrong. Maybe they're going to talk about it this round, just nothing but 4 deagles and Tech 9. A lot of head armor actually picked up, which is interesting, as they know that the Fnatic Academy only have AKs and AWPs. In the meantime, Cell D is going to take out Jazar. It's going to be one player. It's going to give them a slight little advantage into this next round. Akara has actually managed to sneak back behind Misfit. I'm not sure how that happened, but his position is going to get called out as 2 players are going to push down Pop Dog. Claw knows where the player is. He's got a partner there. He's got this deagle. Can he just line up the shot? It looks like he can tag him up at the chest level. And Karis can run away with 3 HP before Golan moves in, takes him out as soon as he exits that doorway. It's going to be a 9-0 lead for Fnatic Academy. But as this full round loss bonus continues, they can just keep on forcing this giant full buy. Going to leave them with enough money to do a light buy next round, but when you're 9-0 down, this is when, if you're not going to take a pause and cool off, just buy into it, try and make something happen. They're starting to get more aggressive these past 2 rounds, so I'm interested to see how this is going to work. Claude did get the first pick last round, so that's why we're following him at the moment. But it does look like Cray is going to be the first one in, but meanwhile Jazar picks somebody off. Did he get that through the wall? I think he may have got that through the wall, because all 5 members are up in these hallways right now. Absolutely beautiful to know where that kind of timing is going to come through. And Pleasant is just peeking in here, getting everybody. He's going to get taken out, as is Jazar. It's a slight opportunity to actually get a bomb plant now, but Karis is on the flank, and I think that they're not moving fast enough. He's going to get caught with shots through the smoke. It's going to leave it all up to Misfit now. So trying to find his cam. He's about to get flanked right now from Karis as the bullet comes through. 10-0. That's got to be disheartening. And you got to think, just maybe if we can get a couple rounds on the on the T side, we can, get on the more favored side, maybe the CT side. Maybe they feel more comfortable over there. You'll probably put Misfit over on Ivy with that AWP, kind of hold that down. Maybe do a 2-2 on inside and outer. We're going to see how this plays out, though. Meanwhile, we're going to get a solid A rush, which they haven't seen before, because they keep getting mollied out. As you can see, they were mollied out, but a smoke gets thrown. They do have a full buy into this. Misfit going to get one. Gets the opening pick. That has not happened for them in quite a few rounds. Sees another one. Barely manages to take out Karis, left with 8 HP. His teammates are right behind him to back him up. Misfit with a 3rd frag. Absolutely stunning play, and this might be the round they needed. Byaden, the last player over on Fnatic Academy. 1v3. He does have an AK and a diffuser, so they still don't have this bomb plant yet. He spots out one. May have spotted out a second, as he does right now. But he is going to get taken out, as they were wisely actually running to plant that bomb at the B side for just a little bit more money. They knew that the last player was at CT somewhere, or at CT, like CT spawnish. Speaking technically, but maybe that's it. Maybe you can start running this back, get another 4 rounds in your belt, bring it to a 5-10, which wouldn't be too bad. We've seen a lot of teams lately come back from this 13-2, 12-3 score line. The 12-3 score line seems to be cursed at this point. So maybe, you know what, Radix? Just pick up 2 more rounds. Maybe that's all you need. Get that 12-3 curse in full effect. Let's see what happens here. It looks like Pleasant is going to eke out, and I just missed the action as he gets the first headshot. Meanwhile, Karis took out somebody at T-Con. That's going to leave it all down to Shay and Seldy right now. Shiki and Seldy. Make that just Seldy, who did, I believe, just spot a player over there in front of Ivy. But they are taking some pot shots, so it looks like they think he's somewhere else right now. And somehow Pleasant takes some more damage. I think that was exchanged by a teammate right there. Maybe Pleasant took a jump that was just a little too high. They seem to think he's over near T-Con area. They're wasting a lot of utility just for that. And, Gaten was smart, though. He kept looking over towards Ivy, and Cell D just peeked at just the wrong moment. Couldn't even get one frag out there. So after that 1-round win, they're going to get reset. They can force into this. Looks like they're going to get some Tech 9s, a Deagle, 2 AKs. And Cray is going to get a Tech 9 for himself. Body armor comes out. Let's see what they can do with this. It's starting to look bleak here for Radix eSports. They're going to go for more of a default setup. Claw starting to get a little bit aggressive, but it seems like Pleasant just knows how they're going to play that right now. And Pleasant going to get a chunk out of him with that nade. Meanwhile, Baten going to miss that action. So sorry about that. Going to pick over some players towards Ivy. And suddenly this Force Spy is not looking so hot, but Shike does put a little bit of damage onto Karis, but things are going to be so tough for Claw right now. Can he get this one? That was the freest kill you've had all game, Claw. You could have had that. At least maybe do a little bit of economic damage, but you know, it's really far too late for that. Even if you did, right now there's so much money on the T side that they're going to be able to buy. They could buy just all ops, like 5 op strategies for the next 3 rounds. Anyways, left with Tech 9s, 4 people with body armor, a couple flashbangs, 1 nade and a smoke. Let's see what they can do right now. They have been pre-nading this, so Claw is either going to have to get really aggressive or suffer a little bit right now, because they're pre-mollying connector, they're putting nades out onto this B hallway. And Pleasant just putting some pot shots to the smoke like he knows how to play, and there's that nade I was talking about. That's going to take 1 player out. Meanwhile, Cray is going to follow up. They have 2 more players behind him. Bomb is here as well. And they have 1 more player coming from T-Con right now. He's going to be a little late to the action, but he'll be able to keep an eye on that ladder, make sure no flank comes through. They are actually going to get a bomb plant out of this. Is it a molly? No, it's going to be some flashbangs coming in as Pleasant starts pushing in. Sees the 3rd player, takes him out, and the last player... No, excuse me, second to last player. Going to come in. Ooh, he could have saved his teammate right there, looked like, but Misfit's going to get caught with the Deagle out. That seems to be a very unlucky spots for Deagle players. You got to be careful running around with your knife out, especially when there's 5 players up and they're all spread out like that. At this point, I guess you're just trying to make 1 or 2 kills, try and get that full AK buy for this very last round of the first half. Looks like we're going to have a double scout buy, a Galil and 2 Tech 9s on the Radix eSports side. I'm guessing one of those Misfits going to go watch T-Con. There's that early molly. And I assume the other player is actually going to be going through towards Ivy to keep an eye for any aggression on that. Oh, I just noticed on the CT side, Golan bought himself a Dak or an auto sniper. And that was what was making that giant racket that I didn't recognize because all the sounds have changed. Meanwhile, Claw gets at least 1 frag. Where is he hiding out right now? Over towards the B site, and he did swap that out for an M4. A little bit of artillery gonna help out. Cray needs to pick himself up a real weapon ASAP because a player's moving in right behind him. I'm not quite sure who it is, but I think he just made a footstep. Did he hear it? And he seems to suspect something is up, but he's about to get flanked on right now. And I just missed the knife. I was trying to figure out which player that was. Sorry about that, guys, but Karis going to get traded out by Claw. Claw going to run down ladder and get immediately wiped out by Jazar. Not the scoreline I was looking forward to casting. Karis figures he might as well get some kills on his teammates in warm-up, since he didn't actually get to see a whole lot of action last round. He's mainly pulling the flanks through. Kills aren't up right now on the scoreboard, so I can't really take a look at that, but Karis is one I wanted to look at, but it really seemed to be Jazar with that op, and Pleasant, I think, top fragging, maybe 2nd place. Take a look after the round goes live right now. They are going to just be sitting and warm up. If I were Radix, I would have taken a little bit more time to really think about something we could do. Maybe the name behind this Fnatic Academy is putting the pressure on, making things a little bit more difficult. I'm not sure. Alright, let's see what the buy is going to be like. Looks like just body armor. USP, sometimes that's all you need. They're going to save that for maybe a forced buy if they lose this first round just to keep themselves in this. Very wise. 3 flashbangs on the Radix eSports side. Meanwhile, Pleasant is just going to take somebody out through the smoke. Cray going down immediately. Misfit is going to answer back, though, as he takes out Golan, and with a 1 more 1-tap, takes out Pleasant. Misfit really is the man to watch on this team. I think he might be able to keep them in this as they suddenly have their first player advantage in many, many rounds. 4 players versus 3, but they only had 1 player over on this B-bomb site. He's going to push forward right now to do a lot of damage to Byaden, and it's going to get cleaned up by Shiki. Meanwhile, Misfit with another quick little toot-at takes out another player. That's going to be 3 for him in the round. Only 1 player left. That's going to be Jazar, and he's going to go down, giving Radix eSports their 2nd round in the game. Now, maybe they can pile this up. I'm guessing, you know, Fnatic, living like their older brother's ways, are probably going to force up into this. We're going to find out very soon, but this definitely does give Radix a chance to string together a few more rounds. See, does the Force Spike come out? No, they're going to play smart. Just 1 P250, it looks like. The rest of the players are going to be rocking Glocks on that Fnatic side. And just to farm up some money, looks like only 2 FAMASs, 1 M4, 2 UMPs, and a lot of utilities. I'm guessing they're going to want to play this really safe, molly out every corner they can think of. Let's see what this does. Meanwhile, looks like we have 2 players into T-Con. They make that 3. And 1 player checking for any aggression towards Ivy, watching behind that dumpster. Some shots coming through that plywood. See if anyone's kind of pushing B for any lurks. They do have 2 players over at B, but the rush is going to come in. 5-man stack. 1 is going to go down immediately to Misfits. As he's going to go down, even trade out once again, 3-3, but the health is looking very, very dire on FNFC. But, oh, they're going to go down immediately as soon as he comes out. So they managed to hold that in, but a lot of economic damage done to Radix. So they're going to grab another FAMAS, keep 2 rifles on this next round, pick up 1 more grenade, it looked like, and give themselves a 3rd round. So maybe they can take some momentum now, but here's where we're going to see the force buy by Fnatic. Actually, not even just technically a force buy. Like, just going to be a little live in utility, full AKs. They got the bomb plant out of that, so they are in this. The rest of the players over on Radix eSports, they are going to be able to get the full rifles, get those M4s, full utility almost. Missing a little bit of head armor on 1 player, but you know what? Full AKs, now that's not even coming into play. We're seeing a pretty aggressive setup here. Oh, for a second I actually thought 2 players would go right down ladder. Instead, nice default, 1 player in T-Con for them. 2 at Ivy, 2 in those B halls. Misfit, gonna take a little bit of nade damage, 2 HP, Cell D as well, and he's gonna get lit up through that smoke, as is Cell D. Who are the players over there? We've got Plessin, and we've got Karis. Misfit Cell D elect to back off. They know where 2 players are playing from. That gives them a little bit of knowledge. I'm surprised they haven't rotated a player in over from B yet. But there are only 2, so they might be trying to fake something out. Plessin going to get flashed by his... no, it wasn't his own teammate. He's going to flash out. Going to dance around that molly, take a couple ticks of damage, and peek towards CT spawn. Can he get this shot? He's down to 9 HP. Jazar does take out Misfit while this is happening. This little battle right here going on forever. Who's going to be the first to peek? Meanwhile, I hope we don't miss it, because Golan is actually going to get Cell D out of here. Excuse me, I misspoke. Get Karis out of there. Plus, I'm finally going to trade that shot out. It's going to leave it up to Byaden and Crew at very low HP. Claw's the last player, though. He gets naded into oblivion with 41 HP left. Molotov comes out. He does get the first kill, but he's going to go down. To the molly. That was a good effort, but they are going to be on match point right now. I think they just didn't read that well enough. They needed to have an earlier rotation from the B-bomb side. As soon as they heard 2 players over there, and they probably knew, I think some fire was exchanged, or at least a nade came out of team mid. So even at most, you have 1 player on B that can fight against a 2-man rush, even if it is some sort of fake out. They could have rotated that much earlier. And I think that that was the downfall of that round, because they just piled in and started exchanging a lot of damage. Oh, meanwhile, Plessin, what's going on over here? Looks like he's going to take out Cell D. The buy wasn't too good. I think that was an AK that was, or M4 that was dropped. A Byaden is going to take another one. We are missing all the action right now. Auto Director, God help me. On to Cray. In the best position to take out 2 of these players. He can hear where they are, making a lot of noise, jumping around, and takes out 1. Does he know where the second one is? Has that been communicated to him? Over by Old Hell. Claw with this deagle, I think knows where he is. At least, yeah, he could have seen where that nade came from. He spotted him out. He's playing very smart. A lot of trigger discipline right now. Did not take any early shots. There he is. The shot's going to come out. They could still be in this. It's going to be 2v1 for Radix. As Jazar sitting up in B halls with that AK. Playing with the buddy system right now. Would be smart to spread out. Claw going to go up towards that ladder. Going to keep an eye on this. They do not have a diffuser though, so they need to get on this quick. They do have a smoke. They're going to throw that out immediately. who's going to be on the diffuser. It's going to be Cray. Nade does come out. The damage is not being done fast enough. In fact, Claw gets taken out completely by JSR. They don't have enough time to do this. This is going to be game, set, match. Is the knife trying to come out? Yes, they're going to have a little knife fight over here. As they know it's the last round, 2 players have already left the server. And that was just bad shooting by Cray right there. A little tense situation when you're down that much. Maybe nerves get to you, but he just needed to keep the distraction, really. He didn't start shooting for a split second until his teammate had already gone down, and by that time it was too late. Even if he did finish the kill with no diffuser, that was going to be all there was to it. Alright, that is it for that.